Full recap of NFL Week 4. Starting on Thursday Night Football, the Lions beat the Packers 34-20 to go to 3-1. David Montgomery led the team with 121 yards and 3 touchdowns. Green Bay only had 127 rushing yards as they dropped to 2-2. The Jaguars beat the Falcons 27-3 in London as the defense of Jacksonville forces 3 turnovers along with 1 going back for a TD. Bijan Robinson goes for 137 total yards and both teams go to 2-2. The Bills give Miami a little taste of their own medicine as they beat them 48-20 for Miami's first loss of the year. Devon Achane had 2 touchdowns for a total of 6 in the last 2 games. Josh Allen threw 3 touchdowns to Stephon Diggs and 1 to Gabe Davis. The Broncos get their first win of the year by coming back down 21 to win 31-28. Justin Fields has a career game by throwing for 335 yards and 4 touchdowns, but the Broncos defense forces 2 turnovers, one of them going back for a touchdown. Sean Payton gets his first win as Denver's head coach. The Ravens destroy the Browns 28-3 to go to 3-1. Deshaun Watson didn't play in this game as he had a shoulder injury. Lamar Jackson had 3 total touchdowns, with 2 of those being in the air. The Texans destroy the Steelers 30-6 to go to 2-2. Nico Collins had an amazing game with 168 yards and 2 touchdowns. C.J. Stroud keeps playing well with 306 yards and no interceptions. Kenny Pickett only threw for 114 yards as he left the game in the second half with a knee injury. The Vikings get their first win of the year by beating the Panthers 21-13. Justin Jefferson had 2 receiving touchdowns. Bryce Young is still winless as they drop to 0-4. The Panthers didn't score a single offensive touchdown as their only one was a scoop and score. The Rams beat the Colts 29-23 after the Rams were up 23-0 in the third quarter. Puka Nacua had the game-winning touchdown, that being his first of his career as he continues his amazing start to the season. Anthony Richardson had 3 total touchdowns with 200 passing yards and 56 on the ground. Both teams go to 2-2. Tampa Bay goes to 3-1, beating the Saints 26-9. They were led by the 3 passing touchdowns of Baker Mayfield. The Saints only had 197 total yards, along with not scoring a single TD. The Commanders fall to the Eagles in OT after a game-winning field goal by Jake Elliott. The Eagles stay undefeated as they drop 415 total yards. Both teams had 0 turnovers. The Titans demolish the Bengals, scoring 27 unanswered to win 27-3. Cincinnati drops to 1-3 as they still can't get anything going. Derrick Henry had 1 touchdown with 122 yards on the ground. The Titans go to 500. The Chargers beat the Raiders 24-17, led by the 6 sacks of Khalil Mack. Jimmy G missed the game with a concussion. Aiden O'Connell played for him and threw for 236 yards. The Chargers defense forced 3 turnovers in the win to get to 500. The Cowboys continue their dominance in their beating of the Patriots 38-3. Mac Jones was benched for Bailey Zappi in the fourth quarter. This is the second time this season the Cowboys have held a team to under a touchdown. Dak Prescott throws for 261 yards and 1 touchdown. The 49ers stay undefeated, beating the Cardinals 35-16. Christian McCaffrey had 4 touchdowns as the Cardinals go to 1-3. Josh Dobbs had a great game, throwing for 265 yards and 2 touchdowns. Brock Purdy throws 1 touchdown for 283 yards. The Chiefs barely beat the Jets on Sunday Night Football 23-20 for their 3rd straight win. Zach Wilson outplayed Patrick Mahomes with 245 yards and 2 touchdowns. On the flip side, Mahomes had 203 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 picks. The Jets lose their 3rd in a row. Finally, on Monday Night Football, the Seahawks dominate the Giants by winning 24-3. The Seahawks defense had 11 sacks along with 3 forced turnovers, one of those going back for a TD. Geno Smith only throws for 110 yards as the Seattle defense tore the Giants apart. The Giants have only scored 3 total points in their 2 home games. Seattle goes to 3-1, and the Giants drop to 1-3.